Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Laura Diffenderfer. I'm the Associate Director of Content Strategy at the Joyce, and I'm so pleased to have the wonderful artist and a friend of mine, Irene Rodríguez, here to talk with us a little bit about the JoyceStream. So if you haven't seen the JoyceStream, check out the Joyce Theater's YouTube account, and you can see that first before this chat if you'd like to. We'll be talking about the pieces from that program. Welcome, Irene. So glad to have you here.
Thank you, Laura. I'm so happy to be in this Joyce stream with you. Thanks to the Joy for this amazing opportunity to be my stage one more time.
Wonderful. Well, we are always happy to be your stage in whatever form that stage takes. Um, Irene, I wonder if you could start by telling us a little bit about how flamenco dance came into your life. How did you become a flamenco dancer?
Well, it's a very funny story because since I was a kid, I loved to play and dance and act and sing around in my house. Even I used to take my mother's house keys and play with that like castanets. I used to
Oh,
do it.
wow.
But yes. But one day my mother did the inscription to me in the ballet lessons. So I started dancing classic
Yeah.
ballet.
She enrolled
But
you in ballet in Cuba.
yes, in Cuba, yes. But in the next studio, they were teaching flamenco. So I used to escape every day and go to the other studio and dance there. So one day, this flamenco teacher came down the stairs with me in my hand, asking for my mom, and she said, "Hi, it's me. But I think there is something wrong here because my girl is not your student." And the teacher said, "That is what you think, because Irene has been entering to my classes for 3 months now, so you owe me some money."
How old were
So
you?
this was the beginning. I was 10. I was in between 9 or 10 years old, and it was in a very hard economic period in Cuba. So it was really difficult for my mom to
Yes.
buy and find a long skirt, flamenco shoes, castanets, pants. We need so many elements to dance,
Yeah.
in flamenco. But she support me. I remember that day that she decided to enroll me in flamenco lessons too. She said, "Oh my God, how to find long skirt shoes?" She said, "Okay, let me get calm and figure it out how to do it, but you will dance what you want to dance." So it was my beginning in flamenco world.
Do you know how she made that possible for you?
Oh yes, she took some black shoes I had with that it was my size, of course, with a high heels she had from a very old shoes, high heel shoes she had, and she put that heels onto my black shoes, and she tried to, paint it all and fix it for me to have high heels flamenco
Oh
shoes.
my
It was
God.
the beginning. Yes, it was very, very funny. And this long skirt, it was my grandma long skirt. So she transformed
Your
it,
grandmother's
and there
skirt.
is a very particular and a special story about my first flamenco dress, because in Cuba we didn't have fabric with balls on it. So my
With
grandma
what,
took a
Irene?
sheet
You didn't have fabric with what?
with balls, con
Balls?
bolas.
Oh,
Yes, we circles like in flamenco.
yes.
We use this. Yes.
Yes.
So my grandma took a sheet. She colored it. She she colored the sheet and she cut 348 balls, and she pasted in my dress
Oh,
for me to have a ball's dress. And it was my first dress, and I'm so proud of that. And I really appreciate all of this amazing detail for my family supporting me dancing flamenco. And it was amazing.
that's amazing.
Everybody loved my dress. they thought it was original from Spain, but
Yeah, that's so cool and such a like Cuban story, you know. And just for
yeah.
context for anyone listening, I didn't mention it at first, but obviously Irene grew up and spent most of her life in Cuba, and the period that you mentioned is the special period, right? Following the U.S. The breaking apart of the USSR, which was very challenging in Cuba. So it's even hard now to find fabrics, but I can't imagine. And that's such a beautiful way of making the most out of whatever situation you're in, which is so prevalent right in this moment to remember how to do. So thank you for sharing that.
But we didn't never stop dancing. We continued following our dreams.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Irene, can you tell us what inspired the first work that we saw in the stream, Solera?
Yes, well, Solera is an Spanish word built of the word soledad, that means in English solitude.
Solitude.
And it is about, I was inspired about all these people and circumstances that force us and want to silence our voices, our voice inside. And all the time in the choreography, I fight against this force that try to shut up me and silence my voice. So it's a very special production because it was made by an amazing friend, Italian friend named Alfredo Canatello, that I really appreciate his efforts doing this production. It was recorded in the Gran Teatro de La Habana, in this amazing and beautiful theater. And with this production, we wanted, he asked me to do it without any audience on the
Yeah.
theater. And I asked why. And he explained me because he wanted to get into my dance, to dance with me and give to the audience this other perspective of the theater they won't ever had if it's recorded like this. So the audience in this choreography, in this film, will be dancing with me and seeing the theater as I do. So it's a possibility and a different perspective that the audience through your seats they can have. And at the same time, because he could do all these zooms, you can see my heels from different sides. You can see my sweat and you can hear me breathing. So you are next to me dancing. That is another condition, and you are in your seats and if you are an audience, a far audience, you can realize and you can feel. So it's very important for me. And the most important thing is you will be dancing with me on stage. You will feel what I feel when I'm dancing. And that is the most important detail of this production.
Amazing. Yeah, when I saw the piece and all the empty seats, of course, now, you know, it has so much more meaning in this time when all the seats really are empty, and yet there's still so much that we can experience even when the theater is empty. So it's a really beautiful piece just for this moment. So thank you, Irene, for sharing that.
Yes. And of course, I miss the audience. I miss the reactions. I miss to break this fourth wall of the theater. But at the same time, I think it fit perfectly in this current time because now if we could dance in the theaters, it will be an empty
Yes.
theater, an empty audience. So anyway, it doesn't matter. I will keep giving my art and I will keep giving my dance to this empty theater that have seen me so many times, plenty of people.
Yeah, and just for anyone, a little more context about the theater, if you haven't been there, it's such a beautiful theater in Havana and so ornate and wonderful, and it was restored even more just prior to President Obama's visit in 2016.
Yes.
So I thought that was fun
And
too.
another amazing stars like Alicia Alonso and other amazing ballet dancers like Carlos Acosta, Carreño. So it's an honor to perform there. Caruso played there too. So I'm very honored to be dancing there.
And could we talk a little bit about this second work on the program? Encierro explores bullfighting, and it's sort of two conflicting forces, the rage of the bull and the bravery of an individual. And I wanted to know why you were drawn to this topic.
Yes, you know, every choreography for the creators, for the choreographers, are really special, are like songs, you know, for us. But this one taken a very special place in my heart. It's one of my last one, but it's a topic that really touched me. Is the encierros, that means these bull runs that used to be made in Spain. The Fiesta Brava, the bullfighting in general, is a very polemic international tradition, you know. And this topic has been faced and addressed many times through the point of view of the bullfighter, but not so many times through the point of view of the animal.
Yeah.
And his pain while he is in this bullfighting. So I was inspired for this, and I wanted to recreate this encierro, even when the 12 bulls on stage, and in my choreography, the 12 bulls are played by 12 women. So it takes another meaning. We have this power to be bulls too, not only the men. Of course, normally the encierros these bull runs consist in drive. The tradition is drive these 12 bulls from the corral to the ring, the bull ring. So once they arrive, they are raffled, and to see what torero, bullfighter, will fight at this. We do the bullfighting with this bull. In my case, and the choreography is only one toro, one bull, and one torero. So it's very dramatic, the end. I don't want to tell the end, but it's very, very dramatic, this moment. And it takes, you know, a very important place in my heart. Of course, to create this piece, I took many lessons with a professional bullfighter that he taught us how to do the passes, the Veronicas, and principally the fear and the brave of the bullfighter. And of course, the fear of the bull when he's trying to defend himself. So I took all these advices and I built these pieces that I really love. I was even involved of the composition of the music composition. I was really involved of that, asking for, I really wanted the sound, the breathing of the bull, because of course this choreography is through the bull point of view. I don't want to say the end, but you will see at the end and realize that I wanted to express that who is the fault, you know, who is guilty in this dramatic and in all this pain, who is the guilty. And in fact, you realize the tradition is the guilty. It's not even the man, it's not even the animal, it's because of the tradition that has done all this. I don't want to express it. I want you to realize by yourself, and I will love you can share with me your comments on the videos. And of course, you can find my pages and let me know your thoughts, because it's a very polemic topic. I know there is a lot of art and traditions involved of this, and a lot of pain too, for both sides, from the animals and the bullfighters too. So
that's so interesting. And just to say that some of our audience watching this will have already seen it, and then some people may not have. So I think it is good that maybe you don't share the secrets, and if anyone hasn't seen it, they can
no,
go
no,
back.
I won't. And on stage, it has been seen only in Cuba one time, and at Jacob's Pillows Dance Festival for 6 amazing performances this last summer, 2019, I did 6 performances at the amazing theater, Ted Chowns Theater, and it was plenty of people, and I think the reviews were amazing, and the audience loved it too, and they react with me. I love to hear at the end in this dramatic moment. I don't want to say, I hear the audience breathing and being scared, and some of them happy because of this reaction and moment.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that you chose to play the role of the bull. I had read about the work prior to seeing it, and I assumed you would be the bullfighter, but you are the bull, which is a really
Yes,
cool
yes, yes.
choice.
So it was technically it was really hard. My character, my role, dance the 10 minutes of the choreography with not stopping. And this position of the hands,
Yeah, you're like
is
this the
really
whole time.
hard for your back technically. Now I'm talking about technically, aspects. And you need to have your fingers like this all the time, and this position of the horn all the time. So when you keep doing this for 2 minutes, it hurts a lot. Imagine for 10. And at the same time, you need to be bent over your body because you are not stray at all. You are not a person, you are an animal. And this brave character and wanted to face and all the cambres while he is con estas, with these banderillas, when they put the banderillas on him to make
Oh,
the
the
animal
spear.
bleed. Yes, yes, is to make the animal starting bleeding. So it hurts. So I need to do this and do the cambres at the same time. So technically, like a dancer, it requires a lot of technique and demands a lot of the stamina and power, and principally if you are a man fighting against a woman fighting against a man.
Um, and speaking of technique, I mean, this work in particular looks like it has, it's sort of non-traditional use of arms and torso in flamenco. But I was wondering if you would be willing to share with us something traditional, just a small movement. We're all sitting all the time, and it would be fun for us
Yes.
and the audience to just try a little tiny bit of flamenco.
Yes, well, I am going to teach you a movement I do while I'm dancing in the Solera, the first piece.
Okay.
And it means, in the Spanish vocabulary, in the flamenco vocabulary, it means I don't care. Okay? So you turn, you turn your hand like this and lift your arm is I don't care.
Oh, I've seen that a million
Yes,
times.
yes, Laura. I'm doing, in fact, I'm doing an audition for my company to you, okay?
Oh, I'm
Yes,
ready,
so
Irene.
so you do this, and it means I don't care. So
Is
it's a
everyone doing
turn.
it?
It's an attitude. I hope you can do it. It's very easy. So you can say to your partner, I don't care.
I don't care. Thank you,
And
Irene.
I love to do it because in some part of the Solera choreography is very relaxed because it brings me the possibility to the improvisation, and I love to do the improvisation with my footwork. Who knows me and have seen me dancing, uh, I'm very contemporary in my choreography projection, but at the
Yeah.
same time, I'm very flamenco, and I love the improvisation of my footwork because I love to work on my footwork. And this Solera brings me, like, it's a solo, I'm dancing along. I can do all the improvisations I want, and I feel really free to dance and express and be feeling the audience with me.
Irene, thank you so much for talking with us today. We're going to go ahead and close, but I always love speaking with you, and I can't wait to see you on our stage at some point once again. And until then, we wish you so much luck and send so much love to you.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Joyce Theater, for this invitation. What I really want today, when you are seeing the videos, the choreography, is you to dance with me. If you can feel what I'm feeling. If I'm enjoying, you enjoy with me. If I suffer, you suffer with me. If I laugh, you are laughing with me. So that is what I really want. I want to bring you to my world, to my space. So please dance with me. Don't stop dancing. Keep dancing and moving forward in all this process. And please visit me in my YouTube page, and you will see all the new videos I'm doing in this quarantine.
Wonderful. Thank you, Irene, and we'll talk to you soon. And thanks to everyone for watching.
Bye.